They spin around through the grass and dirt goes Montoya. Pruitt's car has yet to fire, and the caution is out.
I will tell you, I would have never believed that in a million years. Juan Montoya is just so excited and just pressed the issue a little bit getting into turn one. My gosh, it's bad news when you take your own teammate out. And I know he didn't mean to do it. It's probably killing him right now this happened.
It looked like to me there was a little, there's enough blame to go around there. Scott could have seen him under him right there, maybe giving him just a little bit more room. That did mean for that to happen, but boy, I'll tell you what. Ooh.
And you see the look there on Brad Parrott's face, and you saw the very stern look from the team owners a moment ago, Chip Ganassi, who told our Jamie Little, the only team orders we have is don't wreck each other, which is just what happened.
Let's take a look at this. As he gets into turn one, he darts out underneath them. Oh, no, that's a tough one right there, guys. It really is, because he's kind of got the spot on the 41 of Scott Pruitt. But when you get in that situation, things happen really, really quick. Let's watch it one more time. He's committing. Oh, tell you what, I really think that Juan Pablo just pressed that issue just a little too much. He's had such a great car. I would have probably waited another corner. Last thing Ganassi Racing wants to see, but it looks like Montoya's in a position he wants to be. And look at the guys go off through turn one and bounce back on into turn three, passing a lot of cars right there.
So, Rusty, had you been in the 42 car in the position Montoya was in, going into one, what do you do?
Jerry, it happens so fast. You can't say I would have done this or would. That's like, armchair quarterbacking right now. He had a lot of run. He's got a lot of adrenaline flowing. He knows he can get it done. And he's passed everybody in turn one and turn seven, so he probably went for it. He probably thought that Scott was going to stay up and let him have it. And Scott probably figured he was far enough ahead, which, you know what? He really was.
All right, let's see exactly what Juan Pablo Montoya saw as they were coming down the front straightaway.
Just got to hit his marks.
Remember, in qualifying, he overdrove the S's and he jammed on the brakes and smoked the tires. It cost him a chance at the pole. He was frustrated. He was downright angry. He came out of the car throwing things, saying the expectations are that I'm going to come to Mexico and win a NASCAR Busch Series race.
A good turn, exit off of turn six, a lot of speed. Coming into seven, up off eight right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, open up the NASCAR history books, because out of turn eight, Juan Pablo Montoya becomes the next winner of the NASCAR Busch Series. Juan Pablo Montoya has won it here at Mexico City, and the fans are going wild. What an effort.
And Scott Pruitt has made it up to fifth position. That's his teammate, so it's not so bad. Pruitt has come from 17th all the way up to fifth. He had a great car, too. This is bittersweet to see Montoya win this thing, but he's got to be feeling really blue right now that he had contact with his own teammate. Reagan Smith comes across the line with the right front corner, tore off his car.
There's a celebration, and give a call to Brad Parrott and his entire crew. And Andy, you know the feeling of Brad Parrott right now, to have to come from as far back with all the things they had to overcome.
Never give up. That's what Brad knows. Never give up.
Never give up. Mike Massaro with Brad Parrott.
A lot of emotion, Doc, down here in the Chip Ganassi camp. The winners, a rough day yesterday in qualifying, a topsy-turvy day today. How would you describe the emotion right now?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm upset that we wrecked Scott Pruitt. Scott's got a great team with Brian Patty and the Juicy Fruit car, and I'm glad we won the race, but I'm really upset that we took out our teammate, and Juan's got a long way to go. He's a great driver, but he's got to get his head on, and he does. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he don't have his head on, but we had plenty of time to get by Pruitt, and I'm real proud of Juan and the job this whole Texaco Haviland Telcel car team did, Dodge team did. I'm excited, but then again, I feel for Brian Patty, because we worked hard to try to build a team that could work together, and it's tough.
Brad, obviously very emotional. What's the most meaningful part of this for you right now?
We come to Mexico and won the race. We wrecked 3 weeks ago at VIR. We built the car back, and the team's just outstanding. The motor shop, the fab shop, everybody that put their hands on this race car is outstanding in my eyes. And yesterday wasn't easy, but we have the best driver in the world.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And a moment ago, Scott Pruitt made his way up to the 42 beside his teammate Juan Pablo Montoya, who climbed down to the car to salute the fans from Colombia and Mexico who have been on their feet for much of this race today.
Well, it's a fantastic run from Juan Pablo. You know, that guy had the fastest car most of the day. He was dicing through the field. He deserves to win the race, but he just feels so bad about taking Pruitt out. And I totally understand what Brad Parrott's saying. He's a real emotional guy, but look at this. You know, hey, Andy, one thing I'm worried about, he stood up on the roof of that car. I hope he didn't dent it in because NASCAR doesn't like that.
He'll be okay. He just proved to the whole world that he's a stock car driver.
We're going to see a lot of Juan Pablo, Jerry, in NASCAR from here to come.
Absolutely, and here is Scott Pruitt, and very, very frustrated. And just, you know, you heard you see his voice of all people. Alan Bestwood.
With Scott Pruitt. Scott, what are your thoughts?
Of all the people to take you out, your teammate. I mean, that was just no good, low, nasty, dirty driving. I mean, you know, the Juicy Fruit car ran great all day long. We were making our calls. We were being smart. I had my family at home. It's just, I can't even put it into words. It's just so disappointing. We talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it in meetings. He's faster than me, you know, we'll work it out, he can go, you know, but not take each other out. That's just bad driving.
All right, retaliation after the checkered flag. Scott Pruitt not at all happy with his teammate, caught up with Juan Pablo Montoya and gave him that nudge, but it's Juan Pablo who waves the checkered flag to the fans a moment ago, to the celebration of all the Mexican and Colombian fans. Let's go to victory lane.
Juan Pablo Montoya climbs from his car victorious, getting the Busch bath here in 7 starts. That's all it took in the Busch Series to get this victory. Juan, your baptism into NASCAR continues. Take us through today. What are the first thoughts on your mind?
Well, you know, it was a great day. Texaco Havel in Dodge today, and with Telcel, you know, they did an amazing job. Yesterday we was a little disappointed with qualifying. He was 30, wasn't great, but you know, it's great being here in Mexico, you know, being Telcel involved in the car, Texaco and Javelin, and just everybody, you know, gotta thank Chip.
There were high points, low points today. Of course, the low point. Talk about your teammate. What happened?
Well, it felt really bad because we both needed a really good finish. And I went into the braking, and we were both braking about the same point, but he was slowing down the car a lot more. And he kind of stayed wide, so I went for the inside. And when I was there, he just turned, and I had nowhere to go. I feel really sorry about him, but, you know.
What does it mean to you to come down here to Mexico and win in Latin America? There's his wife.
Oh, it's big, you know. We got this one out of the way now, and, you know, the next one we need to win in an oval. I want to win in an oval. You know, that's where we need to be good.
A true champion, Doc. His sights are set on the next goal to win on an oval. Juan Pablo Montoya, before this, his best start and finish actually was 39th. Doc?
All right, thank you, Jamie. And just the crew chiefs, Brad Parrott and Brian Patty, able to try to sort of decompress from what just happened a moment ago, discussing, still not real happy about what their drivers did in that contact.